Okay, Assalamu alaikum, students. First of all, I'm very thankful to Shahmeer, who has spared his valuable time to us. And let me again share the vision of this Google Developer Student Club. Students need to find out the solution to solve their local problem and local society issues. So this is our vision. And students are the enabler. Almost every innovative idea comes in the world usually from students. So, and in this semester, we'll be having a lot of seminar and workshops, inshallah. And after your mid one, you will be having a lot of like you will be involved in mobile application development bootcamp, etc. Just like last semester. So attendance sheet I will float on the chat of this Google Meet, and you will have to just go ahead and mark your attendance. And also the feedback email will be sent to you in the end. So, and let me just introduce you to Shahmeer Amir. Shahmeer Amir is ranked as the third most accomplished bug hunter worldwide and has helped more than 400 organizations, including like Facebook, Microsoft, etc., Twitter, और इन्होंने उनके सिक्योरिटी इश्यूज को रिजॉल्व किया है. ठीक है, तो शामिर आमिर, ओवर टू यू. Kindly, you can also introduce yourself as well and start the session, please.
All right, guys. Assalamu alaikum to everyone. My name is Shahmeer, as Abdul Rahman Saab has so kindly introduced me. I won't go ahead and say what the things that he has said over and over again. I hope I am audible to you all, basically. So, I am a security researcher. I started off my career very early on in 2013. Apparently, from I was doing electronics engineering from the same university that Abdul Rahman Saab was one of my professors, and so basically in today's session I would just like to interact with you all. First of all, after going uh, a bit into the agenda जो हमारी आज की है, that is awareness and understanding cybersecurity and security breaches and all that stuff. Then I would basically go ahead and basically interact with you all. I know student life may I'm basically even a student at this moment. There are multiple confusions in people's minds, and किस तरह करना है, क्या करना है, कौन सी path ली जाए. I will basically go ahead and share my screen in terms of what I want to present, ताकि आप लोगों को एक idea हो जाए. So first of all, I'm not as I'm still a learner. I'm doing my doctorate in applied blockchain right now. I've done my master's in cybersecurity, and then I did one master's in digital currency. Nowadays I'm doing my doctorate. So let me tell you a little bit about cybersecurity for those of you who are not aware. Basically, the what this field is, how you can make a career out of it, वो तो चीजें बाद में आएंगी. First of all, I would like to start off by basically saying, I'm not going to make this a long session, and just to initially talk to you guys and see what your problems are, because I don't believe कि यार एक इंसान को सिर्फ बोलते रह जाना चाहिए और सामने वाले जो questions हैं उनको cater ना की जाए. I would like to interact with you guys. So as you can see, basically security क्या चीज़ है? Is it a need or is it a want? In terms of overall thinking, what cybersecurity actually is it a need or is it a want? If you can see my screen right now, you will see I have highlighted some news snippets that you guys may be able to see. Gmail, we all use that, is one of the largest email services providers in the world, owned by Google, which is one of the biggest company in the world in terms of technology. Gmail users were targeted in a phishing scam Phishing basically होती ये है to harvest information in terms of credentials, username, and passwords from different kinds of people. So Gmail, in other words, Gmail was hacked. Verifone is basically one of the largest maker of point of sale credit card terminals in the US, which is like by point of sale credit card terminals I mean जो आप POS systems आप petrol pumps या restaurants में जाते हैं वो देखते हैं, that was also breached. Then we have IIG, which is a biggest, one of the biggest chains of hotels in the world, and it owns hotels like Holiday Inn, Kimpton Hotel, Crown Plaza, and all that. A malware, or in easier terms, a virus was found in one of its servers that was, that propagated, and there were a lot of issues associated with it. So in the first slide I asked you guys, is security a need or a want? It's basically a need at this point. When a new buzzword comes into town, the problem that occurs with that buzzword is that nobody, people are starting to get aware of cybersecurity. In terms of the market, talent pool is very, very low, and people are hunting for cybersecurity experts. It is because of these reasons that I show you on the screen that why people need cybersecurity experts around the globe is because there is a shortage, and there are more incidents happening than there are aggregative people जो कि इस फील्ड को फिल अप कर सकें. फिर आपके पास एक बहुत बड़ी एग्जांपल है वेराइजन की. Verizon is a giant that provides SIM cards and all those things to basically to approximately half of the population around the globe. Then you have Washington State University. Then you have esports entertainment. I'm highlighting these examples to tell you that all of the markets that you are aware of have been targeted in the past by cyber attacks. And the reason I'm telling you this is because they have been targeted. It means that if these big companies can be targeted, we the smaller companies, they can also be targeted as well. Then you have news with the likes of Xbox. We have Americans Job Link. This is what you see on the screen right now are security statistics. Top causes of cyber attacks are malicious or criminal attacks. Then we have human factor and system glitch. Criminal attacks are on the rise day by day. Everyone is being attacked, everyone is being targeted, and this is one of the reasons that this is basically very, very crucial. What is lost in a cyber attack in terms of a company? First, you have productivity. सबसे जो number one चीज है when an organization gets hit by a cyber attack is productivity. Then you have revenue. Okay, then you have financial cost that comes along with it. फिर damage reputation होती है. The problem here is कि इस पे आपका जो overall employees का factor है, जो the number of employees in your company are very well most of the times insiders of the attack. The reason that the world needs cybersecurity awareness right now is because we need to have the right mindset in order to train the right people. And those right people may be some of you guys because you are from the software field. My idea of this discussion is basically to have you guys interact with me and ask me questions in terms of how can you basically cater to that shortage, because there is a shortage of talent pool in the world right now into when it comes to cybersecurity. And what happens is when you don't have the right people at the right place, cyber attacks की frequency बढ़ती जाती है. Let's talk about Pakistan, the country that we live in, right? 2013, not a very far old year. Every ministry's website was hacked. Almost every ministry. Basically, attackers compromised gov.pk servers, and almost every ministry's website was actually breached and hacked. Then comes in, security breaches in Pakistan, in one of the medical sectors. We all know, the companies that we have: Shaukat Khanam, we have Aga Khan, we have HTA. These are this. When I mean by a hack, I mean to say, okay, the data which holds the value, the patient's data, the customer data was basically extracted from that particular instance. So I really love this quote actually. Security in the 21st century is not a privilege, but it's a necessity. When you look at the fact overall कि यार आप साइबर सिक्योरिटी के ऊपर आप किस तरह से उस पे मतलब काम करें, किस तरह से आप उसको as a field लेके चलें, then you get to know that there are gaps everywhere, and cyber security for any company, whether it's a startup or a big company, is actually a need. It is not a privilege right now. So I want you all to think, and I want you all to go ahead and ask me questions in ways like, what have you uh, what have you basically identified yourself as? What do you think in terms of like, आपको करियर अगर साइबर सिक्योरिटी में बनाना है, तो what are the questions that you have in mind right now? Because I want to hear them, and I want to know, okay, what you guys are thinking, because this session is basically about making you aware and answering those questions that you have, that that you guys that you guys have in mind in order to proceed towards a cybersecurity career. Because Abhi, I don't know what semester you're in, or what your technical inclination is, लेकिन एक buzzword create हो गया market में. So if Abdul Rahman Saab doesn't mind, I would like to interact with you all, and one by one, I guess there are 54 people in this session. I would like to interact with you all and take a few questions. So and then we can move forward. So why don't you guys start asking me questions one by one? That way we can know that everyone's also present and attentive. Okay, this is good. So why don't let's do it one by one. Miranul Haq has asked a question: to pursue a career in cybersecurity, what certifications or skills are mandatory or a person should get? Okay. Great question, Miran. Almost everyone has this kind of question. When it comes to cybersecurity field, and a very good question. So basically, in order to pursue a career in cybersecurity, you need to decide whether you want to go towards the technical side or whether you want to go towards the managerial side. In terms of technical side, अगर आपने cybersecurity के career को pursue करना है, you need to do three out of any certifications that I'm listing. आपको either you can go for certified ethical hacker certification, which is from EC Council. Either you can go for OSCP certification, offensive security certified professional from offensive security. Either you can go for GPEN certification from SANS. These are the top certifications in the technical field that you can initially acquire to pursue a career. Skills. Technical के हिसाब से मैंने आपको बता दिया. Now let me tell you the managerial side. So cybersecurity in general under the umbrella is not just technical and hacking and all that stuff. There's a whole organizational behavior behind it. If you want to go towards the managerial side of cybersecurity, you can go for certifications like CISSP, which is Certified Information Security Systems Professional, where you have CISA, which is Certified Information Security Auditor, and you have CISM. So these are some certifications when you want to go towards the managerial side, you can acquire. When it comes to skills, देखें skills तो you get a lot. If you're acquiring a skill, means you basically acquire a method which you can use to pursue your career. So if you skills are required in terms of technical cybersecurity, if you want to go towards that career, you can learn web application security, you can learn mobile application security, or you can learn network security. These are for technical side. For managerial side, you need to basically study the managerial architecture standards, which are ISO 27001, which are PCI DSS, which is PI DSS. ये कुछ standards हैं जिनको आप learn करेंगे तो आप skills acquire कर लेंगे. So I hope I answered the question of Miran. Sayyid Muhammad Saad, um, what should be the first step to enter in this? I mean, there is no first step. Everything, the first step to any field is basically learning. So learning, self-learning, and acquiring those skills. So if you want to self-learn, you can acquire any skill in any particular cybersecurity field. So if it's there's this other side which I sort of made a name in, which is called bug bounty hunting. It is basically the freelance side of cybersecurity. You go ahead and you become a freelance expert in selling your cybersecurity services. You find out bugs and issues in companies and report it to them. So that can be something as well that you can do. So in terms of that, you can basically go ahead and acquire that. In is BS in Cyber Pakistan worth it? I have not reviewed the curriculum of BS cybersecurity in Pakistan basically, but I think that there are a lot of things that you can do in terms of use. There's EC Council provides BS in cybersecurity or a distance learning. I don't know if that is accredited by HEC, but I did my master's in cybersecurity after I knew how cybersecurity, what this entire field was about. So I don't, मैं curriculum पढ़े बगैर ये idea नहीं लगा सकता, but there's still I mean if the university has a good name, I mean if anyone is offering it, if you send me their curriculum, if I review it, I'm sure I can give you that, give you my feedback. So what is bug bounty hunting, bug crowd program list? Who as cybersecurity guy identify himself as a white hat hacker? So bug bounty hunting is basically um, freelance cybersecurity researching services. If you want to become a web application expert, you know, I mean, I'm still learning. I still call myself a student, but you can start practicing on these things. The problem basically is there are a lot of people who, including myself, who have made a good chunk while doing bug bounty hunting, but the problem is that in order to excel in it as a career, you need a full-time job, and bug bounty hunting may not get you that. So you are required to do certifications, you are required to do a lot of different things in terms of learning and all that in order to excel in it. A white hat hacker का आपने सवाल पूछा. This is a good question, a basic question, a good question. um, Anyone who sort of hacks into a company and securely identifies their flaws and reports it to them is a white hat hacker. Anyone who misuses them, blackmails them, is not. Okay, so the next question is, which one is better? Bug bounty hunting is practical. So in order to do bug hunting, you need practical experience. In order to gain practical experience, you need to learn. Online video courses will help you a lot. I personally prefer books because books are very, I mean, I myself have written a book. It's called Bug Bounty Hunting Essentials. It goes on sale all over Pakistan very soon. So you can basically do that. You can basically review books. We have the White Hat Hackers Handbook, Web Application Hackers Handbook, which you can read. Okay, Abdul Wasi said, as I'm pursuing a BS in cybersecurity and digital forensics, so the degree is good enough for getting. In terms, if you want to work in Pakistan in any bank, yes, by all means, you can for sure have use that degree as your as getting into the door. But if it's a skill based job, I think that you should acquire the skills to an optimum level, at which point you will be able to identify yourself as an expert. Okay, the next question, Shahriar Ahmed Maiman has asked, cybersecurity is all about protecting our data, but how can we know that our data is slightly being breached? So it depends what kind of environment your data is kept in. I'll give you an example. अगर आपका एक web server है जिसके ऊपर आपका data securely पड़ा हुआ है, and you have firewalls in place and everything, and still your data is being breached when you're confident कि आपके technical controls बड़े अच्छे हैं, it means that there's an internal person who is actually leaking that data, or someone in your organization is actually hacked, whose computer is actually exfiltrating that data outwards. So cybersecurity is people, assets, and physical. So it's called a PAP scenario: people, assets, and physical. People is the people that work. Assets are everything technical, from computers to firewalls to server, and physical is the surrounding environment of the physical embodiment that is happening. So if every all these three aspects are taken care of, then your data would be safe. Yes, online certifications, Abdul Wase, are a good idea. CEH, CHFI, OSCP, these are good online certifications, um, um, that are good, that you can use. Okay, so how's lifestyle of a bug bounty? I mean, if you ask me, the lifestyle is pretty hectic. I mean, a normal bug bounty hunters, I know their lifestyle is, because if you are a bug bounty hunter, you need to be updated consistently. You need to be updated about the facts and figures and recordings that are going on, and you need to be updated on every exploit that is happening. So it's not a 9 to 5 job. It's pretty much a 24-hour job. Your social life is basically compromised. As a cybersecurity personnel working a day job, that's not a problem. Okay, Aksan Akanakwi, Sayed Muhammad Irtaza. Okay, sorry for mispronouncing your name. If hackers use the spyware software, people say to use on-screen keyboard, but it is not a wise decision to do so. So how can we counter spyware? If you are using a very good antivirus, such as companies like CrowdStrike's Falcon, and companies like different other companies that are in the market, a bit defender, you can easily be protected from spyware and all of these things. Using an on-screen keyboard, technically there can be any number of bypasses that can be taken place. So in terms of this, it doesn't really matter कि आप on screen keyboard use करते हैं या नहीं करते. It's basically about the protection that you are using. That's all. Does cybersecurity anything to do with smart contracts? No. In its essence, the field cybersecurity is completely unrelated to blockchain. Smart contract is a secure way of making any transaction, whether it be money, amount, signing a contract between two people, anything. So yes, there is a difference in that. Um, Next question: are there any platforms for hands-on training for the set skills in cybersecurity? I mean, Google is your best friend. Google and YouTube are your best friend. There are hundreds of courses that you can review on that, and no knowledge is bad knowledge, right? You will at least learn something. There are books you can read. You can read my book. That's not a problem at all. So hands-on, there's Library. There are what other platforms we have? Library is a good platform that you can learn. YouTube is free that you can use to do that. Okay, Ahsan Ullah asked, Shahmeer bro, हमारा personal data. Ahsan भाई, it's आप मतलब कि obviously एक्सेस तो गूगल कर सकता है, बिकॉज गूगल का ऑपरेटिंग सिस्टम आप यूज कर रहे हैं. कर सकना और करना इज अ डिफरेंट थिंग. ऑब्वियसली These are two different questions. कर तो सकते हैं लेकिन करते नहीं हैं. Okay, I plan to get into the web application security. I was graduated into. It is a good approach, but it is a time-taking approach है यार. जो आपने question पूछा है अच्छी approach है, but it is a time-taking approach and it will take some time in order for you to do so. How can we bridge a career in AI, DS, and cybersecurity? Well, you can. AI and data science are basically one of the top fields that cybersecurity requirement is at this point. So, अगर आप AI के researcher हैं, तो you can come up with different tools and softwares that you can basically use in order to prevent cybersecurity attacks. You can come up with techniques to detect malwares and anomalies in your network. There's a whole range of fields. AI is a very keen integral part of cybersecurity prevention techniques, right? Best resources to learn bug hunting online. There are a lot of people on Twitter that you can follow who are doing bug bounty hunting for a long time now. That you can acquire. So um, that's completely not a problem. In order to do so, you can do that. You can you can आप उनको follow करें उनके channel को follow करें. There's a lot of promising people out there. Uh, yeah. Is it ethical to report bugs in websites? Is it unethical to report that don't have? Yes, it is. If someone does not have a responsible disclosure policy, they may sue you for it. So yes, it is considered unethical, but if you are doing it in good faith, they would probably not sue you. So, but always test programs that are that have a responsible disclosure program. Do you think cybersecurity is really underestimated? Specifically, do you have any comments regarding the recent KLA? Well, yes, I think Vaji, I think you are right. It is taken lightly. That is why it happens. The reason is कि लोग इसको serious नहीं लेते. That is why it happens. And Baikia and K Electric, these are their prime examples. Although they had very good security teams in place, but still it happened. And it happened because of the fact, which is the next part, one of the last part of my session, is user awareness. If even if you secure your company and organization by one of the top firewalls, if the internal guy clicks on a link on his email, you're absolutely gone. Similarly, something Baikia ki internal जो leakage हुई है, it didn't have anything to do with internal person clicking on something. It was a web application bug, but but it puts a very bad impression to the world. You're right. It is an underestimated or underrated field. That is what I would like to say. I was following CompTIA career path. Do you think it is a good approach? CompTIA is a good company, but CompTIA does not have practical knowledge implementation. So I think that you should revisit that. I think that you should follow EC Council. That would be better. Um, yeah, guys, I'm open to another 2-3 questions if you guys have, because then I would probably end the session and I'll let you guys go. I'll put my email in the comment section if anyone has any questions further. But my idea and my goal whenever I talk to students or whenever I talk to people similar to my age is basically to interact with them and to talk to them about different things and to basically comfort them in a way ke yaar, there are a lot of there there's this a very promising field if you make a career out of it. And you can for sure go into it. Hacking is a very criminalist term, Salman. So if you want to learn about ethical hacking and cybersecurity, you can go on YouTube and Google and follow some good influencers on Twitter. They have very good resources. Yes, they are. They are starting to value it. They do value it, OS Tahir. They have a very strong approach. I'm working with some government departments myself under the umbrella of my company. So it's basically a novice approach. They have learned that they cannot survive without securing themselves. So it's a no-brainer. They do value it. Yes, guys. If there are no other questions, I will probably take my leave. If you have any more questions, if you want to know more about the career path in cybersecurity and all that, feel free to email me. This had to be a short session, but I would love to for you all to keep in touch with me and ask me questions if you guys have or about this field and this career path. So yes, I think that that's enough for today. The last question that came in, Bitcoin is very secure in terms of blockchain. It is very secure. It is unreliable, but it is secure. Blockchain is one of the safest ways in human existence to make a transaction. So yes, Bitcoin is secure. Thank you guys. Thank you for having me. I will, keep in touch with me. Keep in touch with me over email. I will surely respond to you. And take care. Thank you. Assalamu alaikum.
थैंक यू शामिर फॉर कमिंग एंड जॉइनिंग अस, और मैं बहुत शुक्रगुजार हूँ आपका कि आपने इतना वैल्यूएबल अपना टाइम जो निकाला हमारे लिए। और जस्ट ये रिक्वेस्ट थी आपसे कि अगर इन केस फ्यूचर में भी मैं चाहूँगा कि अगर छोटी मोटी वर्कशॉप हमारे साथ हो जाए आपकी, और तो टाइम तो जाहिर सी बात है आपके पास बहुत मुश्किल से निकलता है, लेकिन काइंडली इसके बारे में सोचिएगा। एंड थैंक यू सो मच फॉर सच अ वंडरफुल सेशन।
Thank you so much, sir. Surely. We'll do a workshop next month, sir.
ठीक है, थैंक यू शामिर,
Thank you,
थैंक यू
sir.
सो मच, and thank you all of the students for coming and joining the session. Kindly mark your attendance, और अपनी अटेंडेंस को जरूर मार्क कर लें। मैंने इसमें चैट में लिखा है, अगर किसी के पास नहीं है तो मैं दोबारा से उसको भेज रहा हूँ, आप काइंडली इसको मार्क कर लें। शामिर के साथ इंशाल्लाह होपफुली हम और सेशन भी करेंगे। और इसके अलावा आपके पास जो प्रोडक्ट इनोवेशन चैलेंज है उसकी ईमेल आ चुकी होगी, तो आप काइंडली इनोवेटिव प्रोडक्ट जो भी है आपका वो उसके अंदर जरूर रजिस्टर करें। ठीक है, थैंक यू सो मच, अल्लाह हाफिज। शामिर, आप काइंडली अपना ईमेल एड्रेस जरूर चैट पे लिख दीजिए। ओके, ये शामिर का ईमेल एड्रेस मैं दोबारा लिख रहा हूँ चैट के ऊपर, तो आप लोग काइंडली नोट कर लें। थैंक यू।